Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be making a dress. Okay, so we're using this Ankara fabric and this lace. This beautiful lace, and the Ankara is also beautiful. So I just picked blue. There's blue here, so I picked the blue to select the lace material. Okay, so now we are going to be sewing this dress. Okay, so the dress has net in the middle, like lace in the middle, and the sleeve too, and it's a straight gown. So let's get started. So the first thing we'll be doing is to take the shoulder measurements. So we take the shoulder measurements. The shoulder measurement is 16. Okay, so let's take this aside. The shoulder measurement is 16. Okay, before that, the length of this fabric, I've already cut it out, is 60. Okay, 60, and this is 60. So we'll fold it into two. Okay, this is the length. The full length. The full length is 60. So I just cut the 60. Just make this, okay. And so we have two here, one for the front and one for the back. So I folded it into two. So this is one, the front, this is 1, 2, okay, and I folded the back into two, 1, 2. So we have two pieces, but when we fold it, that is 4. Okay, so but the person length is 58, so I added 2 inches to it. So now let's take the shoulder. The shoulder measurement is 16. The shoulder measurement is 16. 16 divided by 2, that is 8. So this is the 8 here. So we'll come down by 1 inch for shoulder slope here. So for the neck, okay, let me show you how the neck looks like. So this is the neck. Okay, so I'll be using 4 inches right here. Okay, 4, and at the down parts I'll be using 7. Okay, so this is the 7 here. Okay, so remember the neck has something like small V, just looks like sweetheart. So this is 7 here. So just make a shape from down here, just little shape, and you cuff your hand. Okay, cuff your hand and make it that way. Oh, just make like V down, V. Okay, yeah, so that is for the neck, that is for the front. So here is the slope, you come down by 1 inch, so just make the slope straight down here. So for the armhole, from here, from where the slope stopped, you just measured like 8.5 to 9 inches. So that will be our chest line. Okay, it's a free dress. So from that side we'll measure the bust. The bust circumference. The bust circumference is 39. So I'll be adding 2 inches for his. So let's make it 40. So I'll be adding 2 inches for his. Okay. 2 inches for his and 2 inches for allowance. Okay. So let me get ruler. So let's make a line here. So I change to pen chalk so that we can see properly. So this is the line. Okay, let's go again. Here I make 4 inches and the down part is 7. So I just make like a V here from where it started, just like V. So puff it up. So you know we make the shoulder is 8 inches. So I take 4 here and 4 here. So down here we mark 1 inch for the slope. So from that I measured 9. Okay, 9 inches for the armhole. So the armhole line, that will be our chest line. So the measurement, the bust is 40. Okay, so I added 2 inches for his allowance and 2 inches for allowance. Okay, so let's continue. So for the waist, like this dress, we don't need waist, we just want it to be free. Okay, so let's move to the down part now. The down part, you can just, it depends on how wide you want. Maybe some people may want this side, that will be short. Okay, if you want it straight, you can just make it straight. So from here I'll just make a line. Okay, line. For better still, we can, the table is not enough, that is why. So okay, so if you have your measurement from shoulder to waist, okay, shoulder to, excuse me please, shoulder to waist is 17.5. For us to get the actual size, so 17.5 shoulder to waist. So this is our 17.5 here. Okay, okay, so the waist is 40. Okay, the waist is 40. That is 10 inches, 2 inches for his and 2 inches for the ones. Okay, for the under bust is 15. So we can just line it up. Okay, so this is the chest line. The under bust is 15. So this is 15 here, 15 here. Okay, just make a line for you to get it properly. So the waist is 17.5 and the hip, shoulder to hip, is 23. Okay, so this is 23 here. Just make the line. So these lines will guide us. Okay, so let's take the under bust measurement now. So this is the chest line. We've already take the chest line measurements. Okay, so the under bust is 35. So 35 divided by 4 Remember, this is not a tight dress. That is why I don't want to include all this line before. Okay, but for better understanding, I'm including it now. So, and 35 divided by 4. So that is 8.5. So let's round it up to 9. Okay, because it's a free dress. So 9, okay, plus 2 inches, okay, and plus maybe 1.5 here, or 2. Let's make it 1.5. So here we have something like little shape here, which is not bad. Okay, so the hip is 41. That is 10.5, I think. 10.5 or 10.25. Okay, so plus 2 inches is plus 2 inches sewing allowance. Okay, so we connect this line here. So from this line we can make a straight line down. If you want it to be free, but if you want it straight, you can just make it straight. But remember, if you want to cut it at the back, as in the back side, that means you must leave your sewing allowance like 1.5 or 2 inches here, zip allowance. Okay, so that you can be to join it down there. And if you want it to be tight, so use the same measurement. No need of adding ease by 2 inches that I added for his. No need. Okay, so let's just roll down. So we want to make the down straight and free. So just like a shape. Yeah. So can you see it? So we're done with that. So for the back, I forgot we didn't. It's okay. So for the back too, we're using the same measurement. The shoulder is 8. Okay, 8 here, and we use 4 for the width, right? So here we can use like 2 inches or 1.5. Depends on how you want it. So I'll be using 1.5. Okay, just curve it out. So back to the armhole here. So you find the midpoint of this 9.5 here. So we go in by 1/2 inch. Okay, so just shape it this way. Okay, okay, but for the back we will not be cutting this inside. Okay, we just make a normal slope. But for me, before I cut it out, I'll always measure if the armhole is enough. Okay, yeah, I have more than enough. So now we can now cut it out. So let's go again. So this is the fabric. The length of the fabric is 60 inches. The length of the person is 58. So I added 2 inches to it, to the length. So I just fold this into 2. I've already cut it out. 60 inches, 60 inches. So 60 inches, okay, 60 inches. So I folded this into 2 and this into 2. So this will be for the front and this will be for the back. The dress doesn't have zip. Okay, so we'll take the shoulder. The shoulder is 8. Okay, so we divided, the shoulder is 16, sorry, we divided it by 2, so we have 8. So this is the 8 here. So for the neck here we have 4 here, and then down here we have 7. So from here, it depends on how deep you want it. Okay, so from here I just make like shape, like sweeter's shape. Okay, so for the from where the 8 stop here, so I come down by 1 inch. That is for the shoulder slope. So from there I measured 9 inches. Okay, so half of that inches is 9 inches is 4.5. So I notch the 4.5 here, so I come in by half here. Okay, so from there I just come in and make the the armhole here. So that this will be our chest line. Okay, so I take the bust is 10. Okay, so I added 2 inches for his and 2 inches for allowance. So the waist, for you to get all these lines, you need to take your measurement from, okay, this is to waist, okay, this is 15, and to on the bust, and this is on the bust line, and this is on to the waist, and this is to the hip. That's all we need on the down parts. So I just input all the measurements and added the 2 inches for his and 2 inches for the sewing allowance. So now we want to cut it out. So remember, you cut the back separately. This is the back. Okay, just cut the neck. So for the back I use 4 inches here and 1.5 down. Okay, so for this is the front. Okay, so for the slope here, for the armhole, so I will cut this later on. Okay, I will not cut it because I'm cutting the back with it. Okay, okay, so just cut it straight, and don't forget to cut this out. So let's open it. So this is the front. Can you see the neck? Okay, so this is the down parts. It's free and it's Ankara when you wash it, because it's thin. That's why it's just thick. When you wash it like twice, everything will be soft, you know. And you can reduce the down parts if you don't want it as wide as this. Okay, so this is the back. This is the neck. So the next thing we do now is to cut the lace. You know, there's lace in the middle. Okay, so this is the lace we are using, this blue lace. Okay, so this is the front side. Okay, so I folded it into 2 again. Remember, I open it up, so I folded it into 2. So I use pin to hold it. If you want to know how I made this, you can comment in the comment section so I can show you how I made this, the pin cushion. Okay, so this is the lace we're using. Okay, so we're just to fold what we need from here to maybe 1 inch. Okay, so we need like, okay, so So we need like 10 inches with the folding, because we need to fold in at the side, each side, okay? So we need 10 inches down. So when we use it to cut this, to cut the neck, because we use it to turn the neck too. That is what we use to turn the neck. All right. So we need 10 inches. And make sure the length is enough with the fabric here. So let's cut the 10 inches out. That is 20 when you open it up. So this is time. Maybe you can make it 10.5. Okay. So let's use pin to hold it. So I want to make sure the fabric is straight. If it is not straight, it will affect our work. If you have maybe a little more, you can always cut off the excess. But the best thing is to make the fabric straight. Okay. Now I have more. So let's measure it. So we have 6 here. Okay. Just to be sure the fabric is straight. Okay, we'll cut it out. Okay. So now I will put the lace under it to cut, just use this as pattern to cut it, to shape the neck shape out. Okay, just put it under this way. Make sure you use pin to hold it together like this. Okay, and if you want, you can just use pin to hold it together to the down parts. So I've pinned it all through to the down parts. Okay, can you see? To the down parts. Okay. So next thing to do is just to cut the neck. Just trace it out here. Okay. Yeah. So cut it out. And remember to maybe use chalk to know the middle part. Okay. So I've got it out. So this is it. So I will use this to turn the neck of the lace, just turn it each other, okay? So this is the neck. And on the Ankara, this is it. It's so beautiful. So let's do the sleeve now. So this is the sleeve, but the person wants it to be longer than this, to around elbows, okay? So the sleeve, the length of the shoulder, the sleeve I'm using now is from the shoulder to the elbow. So for the sleeve, I'm using, the length is 15. Actually, the length I'm using is, yeah, 15. So, okay, let me open. So, this is 18 by 15. Okay, and it's 2 to 2. So fold it into 2. Let's use pen to hold them together. So the length is 15. So I will use half inches to turn the lace, and so this is the lace. This is 3 inches. Okay, it's 3 inches. The length, okay, so the width, this is the width, because this is the arm circumference. You just cut the same. So I'll use it to turn in at the down, and I'll take it inside this way and sew at the top. So let's cut it. The whole sleeve I'm using is, okay, the arm round here is 15, so I just added 2 inches to it. Okay, so now from here I'll just shape it this way. Yeah. Okay, if you want to get it, this is down, the down is 6.5 here. Okay, from here I just shape it, you know. And here, and there's 7 and here because it's 15. You just need 1 inch, 1 inch for the allowance, but the sleeve is free. Okay, the sleeve is free. So down here I'll measure the same thing and just shape it out. Maybe, okay, it's 15 plus 1 inch. Okay, yeah. So I like to measure the hammer if it is enough. Okay, 14, and if it is not enough, you just bring it down to give you mark. Okay. So here right, so that is the sleeve. So for here, because I'll use the lace, there's also lace at the down parts of the sleeve. So I will first sew it at the down and I'll use it to turn it up and I'll fold it up. So the only one remaining is the back, because the front, the lace, I will use it to cut to sew on the. So this is the sleeve. So the back, okay, I can cut so that we can use it to turn it also. Let's cut lace for the back also.